Hey guys, what's up? This is Jordan Crook with TechCrunch, and I'm here with Brian Devlin, who is the Director of Global Sales and Marketing at Bowers Wilkins.
Hi, Jordan.
So before we talk about anything too specific, can you show us the new products real quick?
Sure, yeah. We have the new Zeppelin Air.
Okay.
And the Zeppelin Air is a new version that now supports the new Apple Lightning connector.
It's a fully active 2.1 digital system. It's got 5 drivers in there, a bass driver, mid-range drivers, and tweeters. You'll notice from the fact that it's got a very football-like type of design. Well, that's partly a design characteristic, but it's also to ensure that we get good spacing left and right, so we can deliver from just one enclosure a very nice stereo image. The Zeppelin Air is going to be available in the marketplace in June, and it'll be available for $599. So John, one of the nice things about AirPlay is that it's very simply integrated into almost all music apps. So when you have an AirPlay audio device connected to your network and you play music, in your music you'll see the AirPlay logo appear on your iOS device. And you simply select the AirPlay logo, and now you see all of the different devices that are on the network that actually have our AirPlay enabled.
I think this is what they call excess.
Yeah, it's probably excess. This is a very big house.
Clearly.
So I'm going to select one here. You see Zeppelin Air. We've named it Zeppelin Air. And now I simply press play. And now in a second, you'll hear the audio actually now playing on the Zeppelin Air. Turn the volume up. Now, one of the other things that's really important about AirPlay is that because AirPlay is in the audio product, it's controlling the master volume of the actual product itself. Watch what happens to the volume on the phone when I adjust the volume on the actual product itself. You can see it's actually increasing on the phone. With products that don't have it integrated into it, you can't control the master volume of the product. So it's a bit like you have one remote control for the product and another remote control to control the volume on your iOS device.
Exactly.
The second product we have is called the Z2. The Z2 is based on a different platform, but it's primarily designed for listening to music in a second room, like your bedroom, bathroom, or kitchen. It's going to come available in 2 different colors.
I can select the Z2 in black. And what you'll notice is it's in sleep mode, it's saving energy, and then once it sees the stream, it turns on automatically. And now you can hear the same music playing now on the Z2. And again, I can show you we have capacitive and touch volume buttons on this. So if you touch, and you can actually see the volume changing on the device as well as you're controlling the volume directly on the Z2. And you can simply obviously change tracks and move into different tracks, and it will play a whole variety of different music. So now imagine the Z2 now in another room, and maybe in your bathroom. So we have another Z2 connected here, and you can still just about hear the music in the other room. And I come into the bathroom and I can simply now select the Z2 in white, and now we'll stop streaming to the other room and we'll start sending that music directly into the bathroom. So your music follows you around the house.
Awesome.
And then we have 2 other products that are also AirPlay enabled. The first one is the A7, and you can see it here in the corner of the room. Again, it blends in a little bit more seamlessly into the decor of your home. And again, I can show you on this. Just select A7, and now it will stop playing in the room we were just in. It will turn on here, and now you will hear the same music playing on the A7.
And this one actually comes with a remote, right?
That one has a remote, but now notice if you adjust the volume of the remote, it will also adjust here as well. This is the A5, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select the A5, and again you'll notice it's switching on, so it's in power save mode, but now when I stream it to it, the light will come on, and it will now start streaming.
Alrighty.
So that's it. So now you can see how AirPlay, how easy it is to implement in your home, and you can simply stream to the products as your music follows you around the room and around your home.
Awesome. So when can I move in?
It's pretty cool,
It's pretty cool, yeah. All right.
Thanks, Jordan.
Well done. Okay, so tell me, why are you guys so focused on AirPlay? There are a ton of other technologies out there that can, wirelessly stream music to your high-end sound devices, audio devices. Why AirPlay?
Now, AirPlay is important to us for 3 reasons. 1, it supports lossless wireless streaming of an audio signal. So we get the very best quality audio signal from your iOS device when you stream using AirPlay. The second reason we choose AirPlay is primarily because Apple and their MFI program ensure that AirPlay is consistently implemented in all iOS devices. So that means that you have a much better chance of having a much more robust connection between your iOS device, whatever that may be, whether it be an iPod Touch or an iPhone or an iPad, and any AirPlay-enabled product. And the third reason we use it is because more people today are listening to music than ever before. And they're doing it in ways that we never imagined only 4 or 5 years ago. In fact, most people are listening to music directly streamed from the cloud. Now, there are so many apps out there that enable this. Some of them are better known than others. And our view is that we can't dictate or shouldn't dictate to you what music you want to listen to. So should you download an app onto your iPhone, whether that be Spotify or a more obscure type of application, we know that you'll be able to stream all of that music directly to an AirPlay-enabled product. So you get the choice of all the music in the world, the best quality music in the world, and the best possible connection.
So, I mean, how do you address this growing Android population that clearly just doesn't have access to your products?
One of the reasons we chose AirPlay is because of how well the ecosystem is managed and controlled, and it's consistently implemented across all iOS devices. You can't say the same for wireless technologies across all Android devices.
Right.
So, and there's no means of ensuring that you get that, if you will, stability of implementation and consistency of implementation across all devices. So our perspective right now, and this I'm sure will change over time, and we will always react to what consumers want, but our perspective right now is that if you have an Android device and the promise is there that you can stream wirelessly to another device over the air, because it's not consistently implemented in all devices, there's a very high risk that it won't work.
Right.
And that's not acceptable to us, because they're not going to blame the Android device, they're going to blame our product.
Yeah.
And that's a problem for us right now. But I'm sure, like anything else, Android and other manufacturers will understand this, and they'll solve the problem. And in the future, hopefully, when that ecosystem becomes very stable and very robust, we will also be looking very closely at that to see how we react.
So how do you differentiate? I mean, I know that the space is getting more and more full, and there's the low level that goes all the way down to a Jawbone Jambox and the Bluetooth side, and then there's the high-end level that uses wireless streaming. I mean, how do you guys differentiate against a Sonos, and who would you say is your biggest competitor, and how do you differentiate?
I'd say in general, from a Wi-Fi streaming capability, Sonos are obviously a strong competitor. They have their own proprietary technology that they have done very, very well. Our perspective is, as I mentioned, one of the key reasons why we've chosen AirPlay is that you can choose where you get your music from via any app. Unfortunately, though, within the Sonos application, that's not always the case. You have to choose between the different services that they integrate into their system, and we think that's a limitation. And also, in addition to that, we feel that the consumer should have a choice of what audio system they want in their home, and that's why AirPlay enables you, granted from an iOS device, to stream to multiple different devices, whether it be a Bowers Wilkins device or another device that implements AirPlay. So you have a little bit more choice in that regard.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming in and chatting with us. Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot, Jordan. It's a pleasure.
All right. That's it for Bowers Wilkins. Thanks for tuning in.